I remember as a little kid playing this game called Superheroes, where all the boys in my class would meet up on the playground, pick a superhero to roleplay as, and then engage in a giant imaginary fight until only one hero was left standing. Now, the 7-year-old version of me loved that game so much that I used to pray that I could have those superpowers in real life. And now that I've gotten older and wiser and stayed about the same level of maturity, I've realized that the vast majority of superpowers are either absurdly dangerous to have or just plain fucking useless. So this video is going to talk about what I thought of certain superheroes when I was a kid, and then I'm going to rank their superpowers based on how I view them now. And how else to start this series other than analyzing the superhero that I used to mimic on the playground, Superman. Now, why mimic Superman? Well, I don't know if you know this, but Superman is like the Michael Jordan of the superhero game. He was the most overpowered superhero any of us could think of, and I was just big enough of an asshole to pick him every single time. Like, Superman was such an unstoppable force on the playground that the other kids had to patch the game. So Superheroes version 1.02 introduced Kryptonite, aka any rock, and Superman was now forced to deal with other superheroes chucking fistfuls of kryptonite at him. Needless to say, Superman's win-loss ratio took a nosedive. Now, with Superman's powers being broken in the superhero game, let's see how good they are in the real world. First up, super strength. Now, this is a power that I always thought would be really cool to have, but unfortunately, it would be way too dangerous for me. For me to live a normal life with super strength, I would have to have full control of my body and emotions, and I fucking don't. I am an emotional garbage fire, and getting super strength would be the equivalent of adding gasoline to my situation. Like, let's say hypothetically, I go into a complete rage and I try to punch a hole in my wall, but because of my super strength, the entire house explodes, killing my entire family inside. That would be a not good thing. Even if I put my anger issues to the side, super strength still raises a lot more problems in my life. Problems like, how am I supposed to have sex? Because sex like a timid turtle is not an option, okay? I only got one speed during sex, and that's woodpecker. And I imagine that situation going something like, damn girl, you're so wet. Let me turn on the lights so I can see how much you love this dick. Oh, that explains why you stopped screaming. And for the crimes of killing my family, as well as the pussy, I deem super strength too dangerous. Next, flying. Flying seems like it would be super useful until you realize it's a superpower you could never use in secret. Like super strength, you can learn to maybe hold it back so that you just look like a normal human who is freakishly strong. You can't do that with flying though. You can't just do a little flying and stay looking human. And if you can't stay looking human, the government will abduct you and dissect you and turn you into a RoboCop. So no thank you to flying, I will put you in the useless category. Next, breathing in outer space. Aquaman has a similar ability where he can breathe underwater. And I think that superpower is so much more useful than breathing in outer space. And when Aquaman's power makes your power look like dog shit, then you already know this power goes into the useless pile. Last up, XRay Vision. Now, at first glance, XRay Vision seemed to me to just be one of Superman's many tacked on unneeded superpowers. But actually, I'd argue it is the single greatest superpower that I could get from Superman. Let me explain. As I've gotten older, I've noticed that my desire to wish cancer upon others has grown at an exponential rate. You know, kind of like cancer cells. And what is X-ray vision other than cancer radiation that shoots out from my eyes? Not to mention, I can also use it to look at rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards inside of packs, as well as through ladies' clothing. So yeah, getting secret rares, looking at titties, and gifted malignant tumors. A+ superpower. I'm an emotional garbage fire, and getting super strength would be like pouring gasoline all over it. And getting super strength would be like pouring gasoline all over me. Would be like adding gas to the equation. Would be like adding gasoline to the equation. Okay, that's what it's gotta be. I am an emotional garbage fire, and getting super strength would be the equivalent to pouring gasoline all over my situation. God damn it, I just combined.